Happy Sunday, guys. Man, hey, today's stack, this morning's stack, had me realize how blind and clueless I have been for so many years. So you guys, so in the morning I do this thing, it's called a stack. And you've seen it. If you follow my stories, you've seen it. And when I go in there, it says, okay, we stack, and then you add, and then you choose a thing. And today I chose gratitude. Because yesterday I was at my mom's house, and a good friend of mine, Carmen, and her mother, are there in town. And so we were talking about relationships and things like that, okay? And she said something that was profound. So I'm going to share this with you guys, especially if you're married, okay? Or maybe not, with whoever you're, whatever. It's good with life. She said that, she was talking about her husband, and she said, Juan, because I'm sure nobody's perfect, right? But she went like this, like that she balances out what she likes and what she doesn't like. But this is what she said. She said, I'm going to say it in Spanish. She goes, yo no le pongo atención a las cosas que no me sirven, a las cosas que no me gustan de él, a las cosas, like she doesn't pay attention to those things, okay? And then she said, she goes, y me enfoco en las cosas que me gustan de él. And she started saying how he's a provider and how he takes care of her and all these beautiful things about him. And she said, me enfoco y pienso en esas cosas. Y eso es lo que me tiene enamorada de él. And I was like, this lady's so wise, okay? And I was like, oh, snap. I was like, and I thought about it. I'm like, how many years have I been blind and clueless that I have been only focused? And a couple of stacks ago, I came to this realization, but yesterday I was reminded that how many times and how many years have I been focused on the things that are not working, focused on things. See, and the thing is, I'm not with myself, but I am a person that likes to improve. I'm a person that likes to have things get better. I am a person that likes to have progress. And a lot of the times I feel that when we are like that, because I'm not a pessimist, okay? I don't think I am a pessimist. I don't know, maybe I am, but I don't think so. And I realized that so many years in my relationship with Sergio, in my relationship with others, okay, with things, I have been blind and clueless on focusing on making it better, focusing on the things I don't like, the things I want to change. Well, that is fantastic. But when it comes to human beings, that is, in my humble opinion, an impossible task. Impossible. Because no one can change other people. Nobody. You can inspire them. You can show your story. You can show what you're up to. You can contribute. But at the end of the day, people are going to choose what they're going to choose, right? And I know this, but yesterday when she said it, it put things into perspective. Like, how many years have and this started shifting for me since I've been with Warrior the last couple of months. And then I did Date with Destiny. Date with Destiny really opened my eyes to appreciate what an amazing man I have. He is far from perfect. He is not 100% what I would love him to be. Okay. But I'm not either. I'm not perfect. I know, so hard to understand that, but I'm not. I'm not perfect. I am definitely not 100% what he wishes I were, right? We're not, because we are human beings. But he is such an amazing man. I was telling Carmen, I said, when I'm with Sergio, I worry about nothing. Literally. And I know he doesn't like that. Hi, Raquel. I know he doesn't like that, but, I think I got lipstick on my teeth. I know he doesn't like that because I'm like, he's like, do you have your purse? And I'm like, no, because I'm with you. I mean, and he's like, Karla, you need to carry your ID. When we go somewhere, I don't worry about this. If we have a passport, he takes care of everything. When we go out, I don't worry. People go, where are you going? I'm like, oh no. When I'm with him, I feel safe. I feel protected. I feel taken care of, right? And for so many years, Raquel, you know this, for so many years, I have been focusing on the things I don't like about him, on the things that I wish were different about him, on all this stuff, right? And not just with Sergio, but but I have done that in many relationships, in many friendships, okay, with my brothers, with my parents. I mean, I have done that in a lot of areas in my life, okay? A lot of areas. I'm like, I wish this was different. I wish that was different. Rather than, I'm not saying accepting the things that are not healthy for you at all, okay? But rather than accepting people for who they are and accepting people for who they're not, right? And, well, I was going to read you guys my stack, but basically what I came to terms with, because the stack starts to ask you questions, right? It's stacking. And one of the things, it asks you, like, what do you want? And I said, right? And then, what do you want? It asks you 4 times. And finally, the very last one, and this is what hit me hard. I wrote on there, I'm like, I want Sergio to feel about me the way I feel about him in that area of our lives. Meaning, I want him to know, because I know that I got his back. I know that I would do anything for him. I know that he can count on me. But if you ask him, okay, can you count on Karla? Whatever. If you ask him, he will probably say no, or he'll probably say sometimes, or something like that. Okay. And I literally wrote, I'm like, I will feel so much joy, so much happiness when somebody or me can, maybe somebody else, because you know how men are. If you ask them, they're not going to tell you the truth. Or my husband, okay, I'll say something and then he's like, and then somebody else says it and he listens. I'm like, really? But anyway, that's just life, okay? But if somebody else asks him, you know, can you count on Karla? Can you, like, all that? And him say yes. Or for him to say, I know I can count on her. I know we're a team. I know we got each other's backs. I feel that that is the direction that we're heading in 2024. We definitely were not like that in the past. For sure, I was not like that with him in the past. I will confess. Even though I said I was a team, even though I said blah, 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 doesn't matter. Like, my actions were not that. I definitely was not acting as a team player. I definitely was not putting him first. You know, even though I, in my heart, was, my actions weren't, right? So this morning I realized how blind and clueless I have been all these years, right? And how I have been wanting him to change and him to do this and him to do that. And same goes with my team. So maybe you don't do this to your spouse, okay? Maybe you're like, have the perfect spouse and you guys will never argue. Okay, whatever. That's like a whatever. That's a W because I'm holding my other phone. But I doubt it, okay? Because nobody is perfect. I don't know. Some people, one time this one girl said to me, and it's never left my mind, she said, relationships shouldn't be that hard. And that never left my mind. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm in the wrong relationship because my fucking relationship is really fucking hard, okay? But I was like, when she said that, it really hit me. But now that I've like been mature and older and I look at the person that said it, right? She has a husband, from what I know, who doesn't challenge her, who just lets her be, who he is just him, and like there's none of that, right? There's like they're great for each other, okay? But that is not my situation. I have a husband who challenges me all the time, who questions me all the time. He has a wife who is feisty, who wants to do all kinds of things, who is rebellious. He has a wife that is like up and about, that is always here and there, who no sabe cómo quedarse quieta. That's who he has. And so when you put somebody like him and you put somebody like me, it's like fucking fireworks, okay? It's like all this chaos within the mix, right? So anyway, back to what I was saying. I realized that I have done this not only with him, but I've done this in my relationships and my business, right? Like, how many times do I feel, okay, I was actually talking to somebody this morning, we were texting back and forth, and she said to me, like, oh my gosh, thank you for this conversation, you know, like something like that. She missed these conversations. And I wrote back to her and I said, you know, I'm like, I love this conversation too. Like, I love connecting with you. And then I wrote, I'm always here. Remember that. And when I sent it afterwards, was it the stack before? No, the stack was before. I started to think about it. I'm like, you know, I wonder if well, first of all, I got to take responsibility that maybe, just maybe, she doesn't feel, because just like with Sergio, she doesn't feel that I'm always there for her. She doesn't feel that that I'm a phone call away. In my world, I'm like, girl, there's never been a time that I haven't been there for you. Girl, there's never been a time that you haven't counted on me. But maybe in her world, right? She doesn't feel. Someone goes, hey, can you count on Karla? Hey, can you rely on her? Hey, is she always there for you? She might say sometimes, and she might say no, and she might say other things that I'm like, really? That is not how I think I am with you. So we might be blind and clueless in so many things in our lives, okay? Now, obviously, this is one of the reasons why it is so important to be with people or to do things, okay? For me, it's the stack. Maybe for you, it's journaling. Maybe have a therapist. Have people around you that can share, or for you to come to the realization of those blind spots that have you blind and clueless. So, I actually sent Sergio my revelation this morning. That was a very, very humbling thing I did, because before I sent it, I copied and pasted it, and I thought, what if he later on holds this against me? Oh, I literally thought, I was like, what if there you might go again, right, with my concerns. I'm like, what if later on he's like, what happened to that comment that you said on that Sunday, right? So I'm like, should I send it to him? And I'm like, okay, Karla, this is how we make progress. This is how putting ourselves in those uncomfortable situations, right? Having those uncomfortable conversations. Well, there wasn't a conversation because I texted him and he just put a heart on it. I was like, okay, whatever. Let it go, Karla, let it go, right? I don't know. I wanted him to say something, right? And that's another thing, okay? Today, I did something I thought was nice for him, and he kind of dismissed it. He wasn't rude, but he was in a hurry, so he dismissed it. So I was left like, ah. So I literally thought, like, Karla, don't have expectations. Just let things be. Yes, you guys, I talk to myself all the time. And thank God, because otherwise, I talked to him, I'm like, cálmate, todo está bien. Tú le hiciste ese, because I made him an egg sandwich. I'm like, tú solo hiciste, and I actually was going to make it and take it to him, but then he's like, I'm going to go there. And I thought, I should have seen this, a total lack of communication. I thought when he said, oh, I'm going home, I took it like he's coming home. He came home to grab some stuff and jam out of here. So I had his sandwich on a plate, and he's like, I gotta go. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, okay, bye. And I'm like, well, you're welcome. Oh, gosh, you guys, please tell me I'm not the only person that feels this way sometimes, where you do things and then the person doesn't respond the way you think they're going to respond, or the way you played it out in your head, they don't respond, and then you're left like, I literally was like, that's what you get por andar de entrometida. That's what you... Anyways, I had to like calm myself down. I was like, cálmate. What does this mean? He was just in a hurry. It means nothing. Do things for you. I had to like calmarme, okay? Anyway, so I just wanted to come on here on a Sunday and invite each and every one of us to think about where in your life, okay, where am I? Where are we all in our lives? Where are we blind and clueless, in the sense that we are doing things and acting in ways that we are doing, but how are people actually on the other side? How are they receiving it, right? So I invite and encourage you guys to think about that. Where are you blind and clueless with your relationship with your significant other? Because you guys, there now more than ever, I kind of knew this, but now I really get it. Being around so many married men, okay, at Warrior, and there's some women there, but not that many. And hearing the stories, I'm like, holy cow, like, no kidding, your marriage is like the T-H-E, the capital T-H-E, the most important relationship that you have besides your relationship with God. Like, who you choose as a partner in life dramatically impacts the quality of your life. And I knew that, but to be in a room and like hear the stories of these men, I'm like, because you think Warrior, it's a business program. We're there to make money. We're there to make a difference. But 90% of the time, what we're talking about are like things about our lives. We're talking about relationships. I'm just like, my Dios mío santo. I mean, yo sabía que era importante, pero chingado, eh? This is like life or death. And I was like, okay, right? And I said this a long time ago in one of the lives, but in case you didn't hear it, they said, if your relationship has a hemorrhage, your life will bleed. Bleed. I was like, shit. We've had a hemorrhage in our life for many years, right? But, it's like we've become better people. We are like working on ourselves. We do not have, I love it when people message me. They're like, oh my gosh, Karla, I'm so, thank you for being so vulnerable about your relationship with Sergio. I'm like, yeah, like, I don't know why everybody thinks, I'm guilty of it too. Like I see some couples and I'm like, oh, I wish Sergio was like that. I see some couples and I'm like, oh, I wish we had that marriage. Later on to find out that the guy's got a girl and the girl's got a guy or whatever, right? Or there's some domestic violence. Like you never know what somebody's going through. And that's part of being blind and clueless. So I encourage you to look about where in your life, what relationships are you being blind and clueless that you think you're being this way, but people on the other end are receiving you another way. And the way to, if you're courageous, is to ask them. Maybe next life, I took the program called Landmark Education. You guys, I've taken a lot of programs, okay? I've done a lot of programs, a lot of seminars, a lot of therapy. I have this body and this brain and this soul has, my next lifetime better be like flawless, okay? Porque chingada madre, I've spent a lot of money and a lot of time investing on this woman right here. Okay, this woman right here. And I'll tell you what, I don't mind, doing my own nails, although, whatever, I used to, because when I got in trouble with the IRS, but okay, total side story. I don't mind a lot of things. I don't mind shopping at Marshall's. I don't mind shopping actually, I love bargains, okay? I don't mind any of that, like, none of that. Like, that stuff's not even that important to me. What is important to me is to invest my money and my time on things that make this woman right here better. Right here. Because at the end of the day, I get to live with me. I get to go to sleep with me. I get to be with this woman right here 24 hours a day. So there is no person and no asset more valuable, more important than this one right here. Right here. So I invite you, where in your life, what relationships are you clueless and blind and think that you're doing something and that they're receiving you another way? So when I was doing Landmark Education, they had us do an exercise, and we went to the people that mattered to us and asked them some questions. And they were pretty vulnerable questions, but I got a lot of aha moments about myself when I asked these people these 5 questions that Landmark has us do, because one of the promises of one of the programs that they have, the last one is called the Self-Expression Leadership Program. Well, it's not the last one, but it's the last one in the curriculum. And the Self-Expression Leadership Program, they have a promise, okay? And it goes like this. They say, let me see if I can still remember, okay? It says, because I used to coach there for I think I coached there for 6 years. So you would think, but it's been a while. So it says, the world will at the end of this program, okay? The promise of the Self-Expression Leadership Program is the world will know you not as the past says that you are, but as the new you that you say you are. That is the promise of the Self-Expression Leadership Program. The past will not know you. The people will know you not based on what the past says that you are, but as that new you says that you are. So, yeah. Somebody wrote to me on Facebook. They said something like that they always admired how confident I was, and they always felt I was so full of wisdom and knowledge and something like that. It's a really nice message. I had to read it again. I'm like, wait, is this like offensive or is this a good thing? But she was actually making a compliment. She said, y ahora puedo ver por qué. She's like, now I know why. Because, yeah, girl, I've invested a lot of time and a lot of money on this woman right here. Right here. So, all right, you guys, have a great Sunday. I encourage you guys to do that. I promise you this week I will definitely give you guys info on how to be able to have the warrior stack. And you guys are going to love it. Every Tuesday at 2:30, we have a call with all women. It is so powerful, and it comes with the warrior stack thing. All right. All right, you guys, have a blessed day. And if you find this valuable, please leave me a comment below. Share it with somebody, okay? Share it with somebody that maybe needs to hear that they are being blind and clueless in their lives. All right? Have a great day.